So many words have been written about the relationship between Anne Boleyn and myself that if words were somehow turned into cobbles, they could create a new road all the way from London to Scotland. What was it about her? I don't know. The fact is, from the very moment I saw her, she bewitched me. She bewitched me like no other woman ever had. She had this dark, lustrous hair that you could see beneath her hood. And her eyes were coal black. They were extraordinarily in colour. I felt that she could see with her eyes into my soul. And she always seemed to know what I was thinking, which is why she was able, like no other woman before or after, to wind me around her little finger in such a way. She created faction wherever she went. There were those that were in her camp and those that were so dead set against her that they, I'm sure, would have committed murder if they had had the chance. And she sat in the middle of all this chaos, ruling as the queen of chaos around the Tudor court. Now, she wouldn't be my mistress. She wanted only to be my wife. And that, of course, meant that she would become queen. So she was to become the most powerful woman in the country. And I allowed this to happen because at the time I was smitten with her. Gentlemen, I'm addressing you now. Sometimes it's all in the chase. If someone refuses to give in to us, we chase them harder, and that's exactly what I did with her. God, the letters I wrote to her, the words that flowed from the end of my quill. I've never been so eloquent in all my life. And those around me fell under her spell too. For example, Cardinal Wolsey. Now, the Cardinal and I, aside from working together, were great friends. I respected him and I, and we were a force to be reckoned with on the world stage, just the two of us. He fell in behind her, and for the best part of 6 years he attempted to win us a divorce from Rome, and he failed. And she felt that he had not pulled his weight behind this matter. They called it my great matter. And so she turned against the cardinal and turned me against this great man, this man who had done nothing but good for me, until at the end he would have been executed had he not died before he returned to London. That's the power that this woman yielded. Now, I need to talk to you about love. Catullus, a Roman poet, he wrote, Odi et amo, I love and I hate. And that is what I felt for her. I loved her so much, I came to hate her. She promised me a son. Now, if she had given me that boy soon after we were married as possible, then perhaps I would have stayed with her for the rest of my life, and what came afterwards would have been nothing. But she failed in her duty. She gave me a daughter, Elizabeth. I loved the girl, of course I did, but it wasn't the son that I desperately craved. And with each false pregnancy and miscarriage and failure to do her duty, I began to have less and less regard for her. But I was the king. I had no time to sit and think about how I could extricate myself from something that had already changed English politics and English religion. Remember now, we had left Rome because of her, and we were now the church in England because of her. And to be a Catholic, a practicing Catholic, was something that was illegal and heretical. I think it all went wrong for her the day I was knocked off my horse jousting. Let's just say I wasn't knocked off, I fell off. Nobody ever beat me in a joust. I'd forgotten to put my visor down. I turned the horse in to ride hard and let go the reins to reach up and pull down my visor. And when I did, the horse bucked and I fell off. And I was unconscious. And I was unconscious for 3 hours. I was so still they thought I was dead, but I wasn't. I lay there thinking about what to do with the Anne Boleyn conundrum. And it's then that I came up with the answer. She had to go. I couldn't just divorce her. That would be ridiculous. I'd waited 6 years for the first divorce, turned the country upside down and inside out. So there had to be a more expedient method. And it was suggested by Thomas Cromwell. We should find her treasonous, and we did. She was charged in a court of law with 26 counts of treason. Now, you might say, oh, they were trumped up charges, my lord. You never believed them. But I did believe some. I believed that she laughed behind my back with others. I believed that she talked about what might happen after I died. Whether I believed that she actually had relations with her brother or those other men that she was charged with, I can't say for sure, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to believe that she had been unfaithful to me behind my back. And maybe the only evidence for it was Smeaton. Smeaton was smitten. I quite like that. Smeaton was smitten with her. He, I think, had written her this song, Green Sleeves, and she loved him, and under pressure he cracked, and he gave us all the names. He dished the dirt on Anne Boleyn, and it was enough to send her to the Tower. She was a treasonous woman, and a treasonous woman can be burned at the stake. But did I burn her? No, I didn't. I commuted the sentence to execution, and not with an axe, which can go horribly wrong, as proved, but with a sword, so her head would be taken in one stroke and she would feel nothing. And was I gambling around Hampton Court Palace and playing tennis while she was being executed? No. I was pacing the halls until I heard the signal that the deed had been done. And then I got on my horse and I rode out to meet Jane Seymour, because the Queen is dead. Long live the next Queen.